My name is Jake Richardson. I'm the owner of JR Training Systems, and I help people and businesses improve their quality of life so that they can rewrite their story. Now, a big reason why I got into the Posture Plus program, creating programs that help people improve their posture to feel better, is simply because I've been an athlete my whole life. I grew up playing lacrosse. I got a lot of injuries along the way through my 20 plus years of playing, and it led me to a place where by the end of my career, I had all these injuries and I was so banged up that I just didn't feel good in my body. I went on to work at a desk job where I was sitting for long periods of time throughout the day, and I felt just so tight. My hips felt tight, my shoulders, neck, back felt tight. I'd finish the day and I'd finish my day at work and I'd think to myself, oh, I gotta go work out now, but like my back's been hurting because I've been sitting all day. You know, I've had these injuries pile up over the course of my career. Like, what do I do? Like, how do I fix this? I don't like feeling like this at the end of the day or at any point. And what I also noticed too with injuries and feeling that way is it really affects your mental state. When your back's hurting, when your knee's hurting, when your shoulder's aching, you're less likely to go and do that hike with your family, or to go play soccer with your kids, or to go play pickup basketball with the old friends from high school. It holds you back mentally, and it definitely wears on your quality of life. So I became more and more aware as to how my physical state was making me feel mentally, and that is when I decided to make a change. So like I said, grew up an athlete my whole life, picked up many injuries along the way, and as I got into the real world and got a job sitting at a desk all day, I just didn't feel great, and it began to affect me mentally, which led to my belief system around my body and around my pain. And for a while there, I was thinking to myself, well, that's just how it is, man. Like, I just played sports my whole life. I got a bad knee, a bad shoulder, a bad hip. That's just gonna be how it is for me, right? And that belief pattern that I was stuck in kept me where I was. We will only go as far as our mind will take us. I know it sounds like a cliche, it sounds like a silly thing to say, but it's very true. As soon as I started learning about the human body, learning about posture, and learning about posture correction and injury prevention, I opened my mind up to the idea that I could fix myself and I could feel better. Which was true, because just a few months later, I was working out more. I was kind of getting into the weeds as to how the body works biomechanically and what muscles I need to work on and what muscles I need to stretch and strengthen more, which is what we'll get into later on. Your belief system about your body, about your fitness, about your health, anything, finances, work, relationships, is really the bottom of the pyramid, right? This is the foundation of our success. If you don't believe that you can fix that bad knee that you have or fix your shoulder, you're never gonna do it. So the first thing I always ask my clients to do prior to getting started is I simply say, are you open to this change going well? Are you open to feeling better? Are you open to losing that weight? Well, yes, of course I am. Yeah, of course, that's why I'm here. Well, I just wanna make sure, because a lot of people have these stories that they tell them that are in the back of their mind that I hear every day. People say, yeah, you know, once you get to 50, your back starts to hurt. You know, once you start working at a desk job all day, your back hurts or your knee hurts. No, it's not true. Your belief system will dictate your results. So we need to figure out that where is our belief system at? Because I was at a point where I thought to myself, yeah, you know, I've had all these injuries, I've had these surgeries, like I'm just never gonna be the same. Like my body's just gonna be banged up, I'm gonna feel this way for my whole life, when in all reality, that is not true. So start with your belief system and then we'll work from there. Now, after we've cleared out those negative beliefs and we're finally feeling like we're at a place where yes, we can make this positive change, we can fix our body, we can get out of pain, we're in a good place mentally. We wanna stay there now. The key here is to assess our environment. Oftentimes, we have no control over our environment. If you work at a desk job, you're sitting there all day, you can't totally reorganize your desk and do everything to make it a stand-up desk situation because you might have meetings, you might have to drive places. I'm not gonna ask anyone to overhaul their life or working situation, but what I do want you to do is to be aware. Awareness precedes change. Now, if we're aware that if we're sitting at our desk all day and maybe we're sitting down like this, working at our computer here, but we're also looking at a monitor to our left all day for 8 hours a day, that will do something to your posture. Your body will have to find a way to adapt to stay in that position all day. No different than how we hold our phone. You see a lot of people, if you're sitting on the bus, are down here in their phone like this, right? That's the environment you're putting yourself in. Be aware as to the environment that you continually put yourself in, and just notice these things. Notice the position of your body, right? Because when we think of good posture, you want to think tall and broad, but most importantly, relaxed, right? We don't want to think, walk around like the Tin Man with perfect posture in every which angle. No, we want to just think tall, broad, relaxed, right? That is good posture. And now reflect that to your environment. What parts of your day through your environment does your body find yourself in those positions? It might only be for a few minutes a day, a few hours a day, but become aware of it and notice how your environment is dictating your posture. Become aware and then understand that you may not be able to change it. So as I just mentioned, I'm not gonna ask you to totally change your work environment to facilitate better posture. What I am gonna ask you to do now is, after you've become aware of these little changes that you need to make, see what you can do within your day. The easiest one I have most people do is always say, shoulders and knees forward, which means when you're sitting down, you're sitting like this, right? We're here, we're set up. When we get into crossing our legs for long periods of time and you're just doing it on one leg especially, that's gonna cause issues too. Or if you're situated facing one way and your body's turned this way, or if your knees are turned this way, that's gonna create issues too. So be aware of that stuff. Nothing wrong if you're gonna sit like that all day long, but make sure you're nice and even if you're standing, right? We wanna make sure we're not standing angled one way all day long. At least make it even and find ways that you can make yourself more evened out throughout the day. Another thing you can do is make sure you get in some daily movement, whether it's just a 20-minute walk, a little desk stretch for your neck. I got tons of videos on that I will make sure to link below, as well as other movement challenges, right? I have people that I work with partner up with someone at work and say, hey, we're gonna go for an hour walk, an hour at lunch, half an hour after work, half an hour before work. Find movement throughout the day to counter your sitting. Component to having that lasting change is to better connect with the muscles in your body. Specifically, the muscles that aren't so strong, the muscles that we can't see in the mirror. For instance, our glutes, our mid-back, our lats, the backs of our shoulders. These are muscle groups that oftentimes become weak simply because they get sleepy. We're sitting on them all day, we sit on our butt, lay on our back. We're not actually using these muscles to their full potential. I'm not saying that these muscles aren't in function, because they have to be, but they're not fully awake. So what I want you to do as we go through these exercises in my Posture Plus program, I want you to focus on feeling these muscles work and connecting with them, right? Can you squeeze one butt cheek or the other, right? That is called that mind-muscle connection that we want to build with these muscles, especially on the back side of our body, to bring yourself back into balance. We can feel more open and feel stronger with better posture.